scale is thick on this one. So last night's forge session, this is what we ended up with by the end. Still don't have a bottle to test it on, but then I haven't been awake for very long either. This is the thickest, pretty much the strongest scale I've encountered on a piece. This is crazy. Surprisingly easy to get off. It's the cracking I was hearing. Let's figure that out. Ooh. Excuse me while I collect my lighter. Hello, everybody. Hey. Well, I'm glad you made it in for a moment. I'm just setting up the area. I did plan on going live about 2 hours ago, but I woke up too late. But thank you for making it in, mate. So yesterday's stream, we were trying to replicate this bottle opener, and you know this is one that I made out of rebar early on. It's got a really small ring. It just works. So things like I had to learn along the way. And this is another one again. Oh, let's show you the faces. Thanks, mate. We'll see you soon. I'll try and stream earlier, so I catch you next time. And then this is where we ended up. You know, so originally I could only get the head of the bottle opener, you know, halfway over the cap, and then I noticed, you know, conventional ones, you can get it right up there. It's towards the back, and then it like pops off a little more. So the ring for this one is definitely looking closer to what I used to end up with. So I definitely took out just a little bit too little material. Hello, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stick around, or come back when the forge is actually on. We're just setting up right now. So we're going to file back some of this material too, because when I turned the forge off and I let it cool down, I noticed that it started to like sound like it was cracking. So with any luck, that was just the surface scale making sounds on me. But I did forge this very thin. As soon as I put it down, it started to sound terrible. Yeah. All right. So I've just got to set up some mosquito coils, because we live near a gorge, a still body of water, so it tends to bring them over. But as soon as I do that, we're going to start the forge up. Don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. and ask any questions if you have any. Let me know if the wind is too much for anyone. I can reposition the camera. Hey mate, how you doing? Okay. Need my candle. It's going to take about 15 minutes for the forge to really heat up, normally. So I may as well start it now while I get everything else prepped. So how's everybody been today? Mid-Sunday. Take everyone with me over there before I plug the phone in. Alright. Taking you for a stroll to get me stuff. Did I forget my keys? I forgot my keys. My bad. Here they are. Oopsie doodle. Alright. You stuck on me, boot? Okay. Got to collect some tools. I put some stuff away last night before I went inside. If the door will work. Lovely sounds. Okay. Honestly, I think it was just me hammer. Just like me to just put my favorite hammer away. Left everything else out. Alright. How is everybody? So far away. I'm sorry for anyone who has to suffer through this. so thick. Hey mate, good to see you back. Yeah. How's your day been so far? Or night, if you're in the US? So I put the piece back in the forge and let it cool down at the rate of the forge, and the amount of scale that built up is just insane. But it's so thick that I could chip it off and like it wouldn't crumble in my hands. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, mine's not too bad. I haven't been awake for all that long. It's early. That's what I'm trying to check now. I'm trying to see if the cracks are showing up. I assume that the cracks will be on the ring, so I'm attempting to get through a little bit of that. But this is doing nothing, so I might have to go get my Vasted file and see if that yields any better results. I'll be right back. Don't mind me climbing through the garden to get back to the spot. So this is what at least it was what I was taught in woodwork. It's where's the other one? So I guess this is for a more fine a fine finish. You want to, like, as you're cutting it, these teeth are a lot smaller, and these teeth are like really beefy. You can kind of see it. Don't know why they name it that, but yeah, it was on the tag. It's much rougher. Oh, sugar. If I can just break through that layer of scale, it's so thick. Might be more worth me grabbing the grinder out at this point, because it's looking okay from at least that side, but it's really the top that I'm worried about, where it cools the most and the fastest. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly right. And that's how you thin out a piece too much. Like I might have done. But I'm not really taking any metal off right now yet. I'm still taking scale. If it is grabbing and not skating. And I know this isn't stainless, so this is kind of crazy how it's built up. I'm having bad luck with the top side. Yeah, I'll give you a good look what I've been up to. So I've made some bare metal show, but not much. But no cracks as far as I can see so far, from what I can see. Yeah, no, that's fair. I've heard both be used. I've got a rasp, like a normal, not a round one, in the shed. But you know, using that on metal, it looks like the cat's been scratching at the metal for a decade, honestly. So it's not super effective on metal, super effective on wood though. Not everything translates, it seems. I can use concrete tools in doing this, and they seem to last a long time. So as long as we look after them. There we go. We've got some scale coming off. I'm gonna have to come around the table to get a good angle. Alright, it looks like I scratched off a decent amount, and I'm not seeing anything as bad as what the last one failed at, so I'd say this is probably okay. If there's enough material to go around a bottle. But like, I don't know if I just went overboard on this one and I added like a lot of thickness just in case, or if this would be perfectly fine. You know, I'm still new enough at this that I haven't been comfortable enough to go out and experiment with the different thicknesses here, and I don't have enough beers to be able to keep on checking. Apparently files are for metal, rasps are for wood, and a lot of the difference is in files having smaller teeth. Okay, fair enough. So like, yeah, okay, I get you. That makes a lot of sense. I am using a lot of woodworking tools on metal, it seems, as well, but yeah, they're still surviving. It's not that bad. The scale is built up so thick on here. Does it come wider? No, this isn't going to fit at all. This would be like a tease. You'd put it on and it wouldn't quite get all the way anywhere, so it just like pop right flush on top of the bottle cap. You'd be there fiddling. So there's a bit more beef here. I don't know, this one's pretty even. I'd have to straighten that corner up because it's curling in. So I might be able to get a little bit more length out of it, just a little bit if I focus. Yep. Well, I mean, you can. There's a whole like thing where you can become a lord by a foot of like land in Scotland, and for $50. But if you read the terms of service, it tells you it's basically a gag gift because you can absolutely change your name to lord. I think that's it. That might be it. There might be a couple of companies doing it now since it started happening. But for the most part, that little piece of land doesn't actually make you a lord. So it's kind of a gag gift. I could imagine the same thing happening here. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm just going to take a bit more scale off just so oh, you know what? Maybe I won't because that's not stable. It's just going to be fast to get to it. And instead of just taking the scale off like I normally do, I will chuck it in some vinegar so I don't have to take so much material off. It'll get underneath everything. That's right, yeah. Like a miniature. Surely eventually bottles will catch up. We'll get smaller bottle caps to make way. Looks like she's nice and hot in there. And I think I'm pretty confident that we're not cracked up. So I think I just had my 1-year-old. I also don't want to take off too much material because the more I take off on the front and the back surfaces, the less I'm going to be able to hold with these tongs. And the last thing I want is to have to keep on making new tongs. I don't like, you know, adjusting them because then I always have to bring them back, and they're never quite the way they were. Come on. Bring that out a little bit. So, from yesterday's live, the YouTube AI decided that the best part of the stream to clip was when I used the scrap steel to punch the hole, and then I look at what happened, and I'm like, oh, that's an ugly hole. Like that's honestly, I thought that there were better parts of the stream, but the AI probably knows better than me, honestly, at this point. It's exactly what I expected, though, to be fair. It's not even, like, it's not even clean. I know, right? I'm going to release it as a short. It clipped it, so I may as well, you know? I'll test it. See if the AI is clipping anything good. I know, right? Oof. It's not great, but I you know what, when I first looked at it, I laughed because out of the entire 3-hour stream, that was what it liked the most. That's good. I have bandaged my wound, my ouchie. I forgot to bring out the whiteboard for a injury counter as well, but that's okay. I'll get it out for next stream and for future videos. Yeah, making more tongs is what most smiths do. I suck at it. That's why I have my tongs that I did eventually make from a blank from Ken's Custom Iron. And then I bought a set from Weevil, which is the dodgiest, like, I swear to God. But it does say in the instructions that I should eventually de-rivet it and then re-rivet the whole thing. to get a tighter fit. You know, over time it's going to loosen. But yeah, I haven't brought myself to do it yet. I am going to though, and I've got a whole heap more blanks from Ken's Custom Iron as well. I just have to get to putting them together. Like this one. I have another one that looks like this. It's not just this one, but yeah. Black Bear Forge, pretty sure, aimed us all towards that. So that's where I went. Yeah. But it just means I have to get to practicing more, you know. I had other priorities. I was trying to put together the bottle openers. I was trying to just get out and use my arm more, because the pain from hammering for that long each time you forge, and if you forge a lot throughout the week, it's going to hurt more than if you're just doing it once a month. But like, the strain is crazy. You're playing Fortnite while you're watching? I love it. You better get a few more dubs for me. What are we looking like? Oh, wait, there's the horn. Yeah, and tendonitis. I was on a stream for rock climbers, and like warming up your hands can help a lot, like your fingers essentially, because you don't really have muscles in your hands. It's all through your forearms. Mine are too. When I was a teenager, I used to hit brick walls and stuff. Like I used to punch brick walls. I'm pretty sure I broke my wrist over and over and over and over again. And that's my dominant hand, so like it's my hammer hand. So I probably deserve it, but I am suffering for it. Alright. I want to focus my blows on a small area. Let's see what we got. Getting too cold, so we're back. I have to remember which part I'm working on. I think I just did a lot of that on the wrong side. On that side. I'm still kind of waking up, so don't mind me. Yeah, that's where I read as well that that's where I saw the instruction that moving your wrists while you're swinging is only going to hurt you in the long run. You want to try and lock your whole arm in for the swing, well, your whole like forearm wrist, so that it's more of an arc. It should, in theory, it should be more consistent. But you have a natural want for that springiness, and the wrist is going to add the springiness. So it is a whole thing. That's the best way of explaining it that I can think of too. Yeah. While I do get a lot of my stuff from Vivor, I am not sponsored, so. You know, unless Vivor wants to reach out. The anvil is from there too. but it weighs half of me. So in Australia, it's kind of difficult to get hold of a good anvil, really. When I was younger, I got a little one. I still have it. It's just doesn't have any way of mounting. It's valuable. That's exactly right. Like last month, I uploaded a short every single day. I was blacksmithing, I was forging more through the week than I ever have. For the last 3 years, it's mainly been on weekends that I'm able to get out here because I'm a stay-at-home dad, 2 boys. So I trying to do the housework and get everything done throughout the week, and I get the weekends, or sometimes I'll get a day throughout the week where I get some extra help. But trying to do it most of the week for as long as I've been doing it out here, I'll try and get a full day in. It's painful. I did my back in a little bit. I gave myself tennis elbow somehow. I don't know how these things are happening. I'm only 29. I'm not supposed to be breaking this quick, but I am. You're already cold. Yeah, see, I thought I could just say I'm 30 now. I'll just start aging backwards, We can go back from here. No. That guy that's trying to age backwards, he's trying to through Botox and all the different stuff on. I've seen him all through YouTube. He's trying to stay as young as possible. He's like, my ear is 30 and my other ear is 51. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Is that his name? Yeah. Yeah. I made a joke when I was a teenager, I'll have a whole heap of kids, that way I have a whole heap of spare parts. I feel like that guy's going above and beyond with that. He's doing transfusions with his kid. It's crazy. Really? He has a disease now? What is his disease? Is it the immortality? Did he make it happen? No? Oh shit. Okay. That's not great. Those are the really bad ones. Well, some of the really bad. They're all on a sliding scale pretty bad, but that's not a good one. Yeah. He was pretty much a lab rat for some of that stuff, right? That would be crazy. I mean, you see it all the time. You can go do studies and be the lab rat. But if you look at how much you're getting paid, it's like, oh wow, I could just work a couple more hours a week and I could get paid that much. The amount I lose in rehabilitation is so much. It's just not worth it a lot of the time. When I was younger, I'm like, oh, sleep study for 30 days? Hell yeah. Don't get out of bed for 30 days, just stay in bed. Yeah, that'd be great. But then, what are my legs going to look like at the end of that? Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't want to die either. 100 years is on the better end of the scale, though. Like, in reality, our average lifespan is towards the 60 to 70 year mark, and it's terrifying. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, it helps if you believe in an afterlife, but then, you know, that depends on the person. Yeah. It helps a lot if you believe in an afterlife. I think as a kid, for me to get around it, gaming was my whole life structure. So, being able to respawn was the meta. That's kind of like where my brain was like, yes, if I die, in my head, what hurts me the least is I go into an alternate universe where there's another me, and we just join together, and that's when you start to feel that eerie feeling of like, what? I'm a little bit different. Yeah. Yeah. And I was always made go to like Sunday school and stuff like that, so it was nice for meeting people. Don't get me wrong. I just never really. I always wanted to get on my game, play Crash Bandicoot. Eventually, it was get on my game, play Call of Duty or GTA, and school was my place to meet people. I should be cleaning this more. Where are we? I'm really not moving that at all over this side. So laying down. I felt it. Oh, not going to make the same mistake twice. Now, over this stream, watch me make it 5 more times. Bring the game of words. What do you mean, like respawning in the afterlife? Or instead of going to an afterlife, I suppose? Oh, true that, true that. You mean burning myself? I'm catching on. My brain is slow today. I mistakenly had a few drinks last night and then didn't go to sleep until late. So, I apologize if I'm a little slow today. Yeah. Yeah, it's the end of school holidays for the little one, so I have to get back into the other routine. You know, we have 2 weeks off of school here, so 2 weeks off, I think, was it 4 to 6 weeks back on, and then 2 weeks off again. They get that like 3 or 4 times throughout the year. Around Christmas they get a little bit more, but it's made things a little bit more comfortable and easy to get out. I should have been streaming throughout this last week, but I needed a break. Forging every day for a month hurt me, you know, body and soul. Ooh. Well, at least you shook it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Not an advertisement, but best coffee ever. Farmers Union. Yeah, well, sadistic. I think, you know, I mean, at least as far as that, I homeschooled my kid when we were supposed to put him in preschool, like kindergarten. It's not necessarily mandatory. It just they weren't going to teach him anything. They're like, we let him play all day. I'm like, you're going to teach him the ABCs and stuff, like a little bit, right? He can count a little bit and maybe spell your name. Like, no. I'm like, okay, I'll just pass. I'll do that at home. So I homeschooled him until he actually had to go to school, like the minimum age requirement for that, maximum, whatever. Yeah, well, like, I mean, I learned, my son only needed like 3 hours of like education each day, and he was excelling. By the time he got to school level, like the first year, he was already doing addition and low-level multiplication, and the only thing I struggled with him with was like his alphabet. He'd just go la 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 la, I can't hear you. But other than that, you know, 7 hours is a lot. It's kind of a bit of a waste of time, unless most of that time is supposed to be for socializing, in which case, I don't know, get him into sports. I'm not into sports, so I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah. I mean, a fella from yesterday's stream asked me if I liked Ronaldo. I think he looks wholesome. I have no idea how he plays. Yeah, my wife is the sporty one. That's Jim. Yeah. It's just a lot of time to dedicate when it's not necessary. You know what I mean? There's so many things that we could get him to do for a majority of the school day. But, I mean, even in the school curriculum here in Australia, we're doing, like, story time stuff. I'm not like, against it as a part of, you know, some level of schooling. It just doesn't make sense to pop it in history, to be totally honest. Like, we want to learn things that are going to benefit us, and it's always fun to learn extra things and things about our history, especially here in Australia. But it's a bit difficult to say, like, we should put more, like, so much more of it into the curriculum when it's really just going to help us socially with people rather than, you know. Yeah, that's fair. Man, that's got to show you how slow my head is right now. I am getting there though. The iced coffee is helping. You know what I really enjoyed in school was learning how, like the natives in Australia were like surviving and thriving in nature. That was really fun. Because, like, we actually had an elder come to the school and teach us even how to do the didgeridoo, but the girls in the class weren't allowed to do it because it makes you barren if you're a girl. If you know what I mean. That's exactly right. I actually, and thank you for the medal check. I don't learn well from a book. I learned so much. Oh, I dropped it. Okay. That happened. I'll get to it. This is going to lose heat very quickly, so I'm going to get a little bit in. Giggity. Okay. I learned so much better with my hands is where I was going with that. Whew. What do we got? Yeah. I mean, in school, I remember woodwork and metalwork, I was able to learn, like, everything really quickly. Until it was theory. If it was theory work, like welding, I would have to get through the theory work before I was allowed to get to the practical. And that was practically impossible for me. Yeah. It doesn't work. I mean, I wasn't necessarily very quick when I was reading either. So when it came to my turn, I'm like red-faced and like trying to breathe through a panic attack because I know I'm going to slow the whole class down. It was crazy. It's not efficient, and it didn't really help me get further with it. I did end up getting one-on-one help, which is how I ended up getting better, basically. And my science teacher in high school has to have been the absolute best teacher that I had. Like, I mean, in terms of capturing your attention, I don't think science really pulls me in generally most of the time, but he managed to make it interesting no matter what it was. He even took us panning for gold. It was crazy. We didn't find a lot, and we were bad at it, but we got to do it, which is something that, you know, not everyone gets to do during school time. Do they? Your science teachers get it the most often? That makes sense. I mean, like, yeah, I had so much respect for that teacher. I mean, his name was Mr. Coltrus. I'll give him a little shout out. I think he's still teaching. He was, yeah. Everything was so in-depth and entertaining. Even he was interested, Alex, talking about it. Like, it was something that he liked. You could tell he liked talking about. That's why I ended up looking into Cody's lab and Nile Red or Nile Blue. I don't know which one his serious one was, but I like them both. Yeah, well, I actually now I would love to go and develop that skill, but South Australia, you're not able to do any of that here. It's a situation where we have pacts with the indigenous, and basically, if you remove something, you can chill like anywhere basically, but if you remove something, you have to be able to put it right back. So if you pan for gold, you're taking dirt. You have to be able to put that dirt back, but you're going over to the running water and you're dispersing it across a wide area. Technically, you're putting it back into the area, but you're not putting it back where you found it, so you could definitely get in trouble. Metal check. Thank you. Trying my best to finesse that metal from the middle section. So, what are we looking at now? Where's the finished one that I have? The hole is getting a lot closer. Like, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with that one. reference. So the holes are kind of evening out a little bit. I think I've started to move some material from the inside because I'm trying to hit this section here on both sides to pull it all up. Using a chisel would probably make this faster, cut like right down the middle, a little ways. But as they say, this'll do. This'll do. Honestly, I've always wanted to get a sluice. Go down to one of the rivers or creeks and find a little corner patch where a lot of debris is built up, and I'll just start like getting through it. Even if there's a little bit, you know, that's like a woo, I found gold. Not allowed. As soon as you get a sluice, it counts as like full-on mining, and you need like licensing. There is a place you can pan dedicated for it, and I think there's like amusement parks where they like they disperse gold around the place, and you can pan for it. I just feel like it's not the same thing if I go there. So the ring's nearly finished. Means that I'll pretty much be moving on to means I'll pretty much be moving on to doing the face soon after doing the divot that makes the bottle opener a bottle opener. Have I missed anything in the chat? How are we all doing? Definitely going to need to think of something more high octane for streams like this. I'm thinking of welding a piece of rod to the some train track top, and ideally I'm just going to have me and my forge buddy Jake over here and hammering away at it, both of us, as much as we can, as fast as we can, capture that heat. And with any luck, you know, maybe we'll get a whole heap of people sticking around. No, you're okay. I think until I break the 1,000 subscribers mark, I'm going to be limited on how many people are able to even find the stream. I haven't quite figured all that stuff out yet. Stream number 2 in 2 days, or in the 12 to 13 years that the account has been inactive. I used to live stream games. Now I'm thinking it might be a good idea to make a new channel, Stag Fire Gaming. Just make sure I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I like it. This piece of steel round again. That knocked a lot of the scale off. That's great. And I'm still not seeing crackage. Yeah, I had to get used to that when I was streaming on the game. So just knowing how to talk to yourself. I think it was PewDiePie or something that said that was what he had to learn to do when he started. And it is uncomfortable. I mean, on here I'd be screwed if I didn't have, a few people that automatically want to join and chat, chill while I forge. And honestly, if I rearrange my lounge room, I could probably game through the window while I'm forging between heats. But I do have some blacksmiths who follow me as well, like some other blacksmiths who follow me, and I don't want to lose them as followers. I'm hoping, if I'm too, if I end up not doing the right thing around the forge, I don't want to lose the respect of my peers. Otherwise, I'd have a double whiskey out here. No, I absolutely feel that. When other people do it, it's when other people do it, it's crazy. But when streamers do it, it's normal. I think it's still crazy. Because I mean, even as you duck in and out, I'm still going to keep on talking to you, So I guess if you miss anything, you can go back a little bit if you'd like to, or you could always check out the VOD afterwards. As soon as it's loaded, I'll upload it. It's already been an hour almost. I can't believe that. Still on the banana bait. My mosquito coil nearly fell down. Oh yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's still kind of crazy. I'll still talk to you as if you're not there. I have to get used to it a bit more though, because realistically, I could take this footage that's automatically saved on YouTube, and I could clip it into portions. I could use it to make my content as well. I'm running out of storage on my phone. I did not think of I didn't think of like actually getting used to this first, thinking about like talking to the camera as if it's a educational video or like something that I can cut into a proper video later. I'm gonna try and do horizontal streams soon because the watch time, I'm trying to hit monetization and the watch time doesn't count for these apparently. I'm not entirely sure what the metric is for that, but I guess because it shows up in the shorts feed, they don't want they don't think. I think that they think you can gain the views and the watch time too fast. So, but horizontal streams are more limited. You kind of have to know the channel and be ready to join, get the notification. Sometimes it'll appear next to some other videos or in the automatic next video. But for the most part, I'm going to be limited to the people who want to, come in and know what's happening. So I'm going to have to get socials up and running properly so that people know. Because that 4,000 hour watch time, it's so achievable. It's in a year, but 10 million views in 90 days, every 90 days to stay valid and in monetization is absolutely insane. I don't see myself achieving that unless I have an indentured servant to do a few of these jobs. I'd have to have a forge hand, I'd have to have a dedicated editor. An indentured servant. Yeah. Hey Bertum, how you doing? It's good to see you back. I very honestly don't know why I put this back in the forge. Oh, now I remember. I'm trying to straighten up these edges because they're kind of curled in a little bit because the horn is not a perfect round, it's taper. So as I do this, I'm actually making it thinner in spots that I don't want to make thinner, sadly. But it's okay. Worst case scenario, I make another one. I have plenty more stock to go around. Let's measure her up. Man, I really need a bottle to test this out on. I think there's just a little portion up the top of that ring that needs to be kind of rounded a little bit. I'll just kind of shove it further up on the horn. But even this horn that wasn't absorbing the hits as well will still help. Ooh, I'm missing some chats. Sorry about that. I wouldn't make him sleep on the floor. I've got like an army cot. It's not mine. It's my wife's, I think. But it's basically like a little trampoline thing. It folds up and folds back out, and it's in the shape of one person. And you've got a mattress on top and stuff like that. I mean, and they maybe don't have to sleep in the forge. Around here, anyway, this roof comes down at night, so the shed will do. The shed used to be a granny flat, so it used to be livable. It's got plumbing and stuff in there from previously being used as a livable space. But you could easily bring it back to what it was, I reckon. I would be a kind master. Hey, yeah, I remember you're from Nepal. And if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. It's either Nepal or Naples, and I have no idea which one it is. I assume it's the first one, because the A comes second. Yeah. Come on, Farmers Union, give me a sponsorship. That's my ride or die. Coffee company. Oh yeah, fair enough. And it's spelled different. I'm very close to illiterate. Don't you worry. Alright, let's get some good love taps in to set everything up. We want you to come further back. What am I doing? It's cold. It's not going to do anything. Yeah. I think Naples would be in France, yeah. What are those emojis? Yeah, exactly. You saw it. It's happening slowly but surely. Man, how cool would it be to actually work in a proper forge? I'd love to have been a fly on the wall back then. Actually, I probably would have hated it, but with what we live through now, it'd give me purpose, apart from my wife and children. And blacksmiths used to be able to make, was it somewhere around like 15, 20 nails a minute? That's crazy. But then a lot of that had to have been, you know, the forge hand. That's fair. Well, with what's going on in Australia at the moment, you know, as well, this could become much more popular. If I can navigate the laws around making weapons, people will probably end up coming in-house for it because you can't get them shipped in. It's probably a lot more to get them shipped in too. But if I could get into making historical weapons and stuff, you know, maybe people will buy them. Maybe I'll get a piece in a museum. It'd be really nice to be good enough at this to get to that point. It'd be really cool. I will be upgrading Forge eventually too, so it'll still be a Mr. Volcano style. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Pertum. Legends. 3 to 4 seconds per. Yeah, well, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah, with apprentices, they would have. What part do you reckon they would have done actually as well? Like, that makes me think. Would they have just cut the stock to... I knocked the tongs. Do you reckon they would have just cut the stock to the right size, or do you reckon they would have done a bit of forging themselves and tapered it a little bit, gotten it ready for the header? Check metal. Thank you. Oh, she glowing. She's glowing pretty. Come on. Move up. Move on, move on. Come on. Yes. I think we've got it. Oh, that looks bad. Okay. It's very uneven at the top, but it is kind of nice and spherical at least. Oh, the tongue's getting hot. Okay. Alright, do we put the divot in now, Eric? It's getting pretty close. There's not much more I can do without bringing that to a point where I can't use it anymore. Alright. Thinking. Scale. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because two people hammering in unison is going to be way faster as well. And you're going to need someone at some point to hold something for you, honestly. Depending on how you make your nail header, you may need someone to hold that tool. I made mine way too thick and wide, but it sits on my anvil face, so I can basically just slide it over the hardy hole and not have to have anyone hold it for me. And if I could get my, I think they call it a steadfast, like, it's kind of a J shape, you shove in the pritchel hole, tap it down, holds you still. When I first forged it, it worked well. Now, it doesn't really work at all, which is strange. Obviously, it's made out of mild steel, and if it wasn't, I wouldn't have tempered it in any way. So it's probably just warped from use. But so far, I've got 2 sons. So yeah, if I keep doing this for another decade, I've got 2 apprentices. one will be 17 and one will be 10. Or 11 at this point. I won't make him indentured, style. I won't make him sleep at the forge. They'll have rooms and, meals. Absolutely. It's one of the best parts. Now, if we could just have, we want to have a daughter and then we can stop having kids. Otherwise, maybe there's more value in just popping out as many as possible. That way, we've got a big, we've got a business. And then maybe a sports team, depending on how many we do. I'm only 29. She's the same age as me. Okay, now I have to think. Am I going to cool this off and clean it all the way off? And then get to the face? No, I have to do the divot first. That's what I have to think. This, you can see this here. What looks like a line possibly on stream. That's a kiln plate I plan on putting in my forge at some point. Yeah, Stag and Sons and Sons. If you pop out enough, then if they all have a couple kids each, you've got a small army. Full potential. Yeah, look, if I have a daughter, she's still going to end up, doing stuff like this. I guarantee it. She's going to want to be like dad and brother and brother and brother and brother and brother. Man, I'm not going to lie. It's actually really, really nice having other people kind of like here at the forge while I'm doing it. Most weekends, the worst part is that I don't have anyone to interact with. It's really nice. It gets lonely. Sometimes lonely is good. You need the quiet time, and sometimes it just sucks. I just popped it in. The metal is just heating up now. Yeah. Wait, which part here? Like breeding an army? And then they all just kind of went off and did their own thing? That would suck. What's a quiverful family? I'd Google it, but you're on my phone. Oh my gosh, the army of kids aimed at serving Yahweh. Isn't Yahweh just another name for God? So they're just a religious army? That is crazy. That is awesome. That's like Lord of the Flies, but religious instead of survival. Wait, do I have to tool out? Where are you? Where are you? shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. Steel's not calling. I put it back in. I made sure it's there. Also, I have to cool these. Oh! Still steaming, but not too hot. Lucky. I could feel the heat. They take it literally. That's crazy. I can't fathom that. You know, is that in America? Or is that like in the Arab continents where my other family is? Probably mostly. We couldn't get away with that here in Australia. We can't do anything. We had a guy boo someone and he got arrested. Like, no joke, man. Like, boo! You offended that man. You're under arrest. Yeah, the US can be wacky, but that's what happens when you get freedoms. Australia is where I was born and where I currently am. My dad was born in America, but I think it was either America or here, but he's lived in America most of his life, and I lived here most of my life. But he's Lebanese, and I am Irishanese. Irish and Lebanese. Oh yeah? Doesn't look like Lebanon's too big on the map, but I'm bad at geography. Or geology? I don't know which one it is. So I've got this rectangle punch that I was using for a long while. I'm going to use that to give it its divot. I'm going to eyeball the center and hope to gosh that I have hit it in the right spot. Those of you that know at home, this is kind of the point of no return. Whoopsie. Burning myself. Let's see. A government update. Discord Parliament. Because living here among it is exhausting. Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's the same with this, with the strict rulings, with all of the strict rules that we have imposed on us for a lot of the like time stuff we're not even doing as, you know, citizens. It's kind of crappy. It makes life a lot harder and less. You know, at one point Aussies were very like Aussie pride, and it's kind of bleeding away, is what it feels like. Why did you America? Well, why you did America? My America's so my family on my dad's side came from Lebanon. They came to Australia and they went to America. They actually pretty much went everywhere. There were Druze, so there's still millions of Druze around the place. I'm technically distantly related to all the Druze population because you know they're hidden in a mountain for so long. Hello, Patrick. Denmark says you have Viking armor vibe. Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to make an axe. It's on the to-do list. I've been learning for 3 years. I've been doing my best to teach myself, utilizing Black Bear Forge as a a teacher essentially. I haven't paid for any of Alex Steele's courses yet, but I definitely should. I don't have a power hammer; it's all by hand. But I will absolutely give an axe a go. pop out. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Oh, you just catching up, Jim. These ones might try mounting a camera for stuff. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. No, I don't do Roblox, Pertum. I used to a little bit, but Minecraft was my jam. I was playing Minecraft when it was all a flat world. There was nothing else there, and it was on iPod Touch, if I remember correctly. When iPod Touches came out, because we had the iPod Nanos and the Micros and the Macros. You could practically swallow your music player at that point. Nice. Well, at least that bit turned out nicely. Where'd I put my tongs? That's just like me, isn't it? I had to have just had them. I put the hammer on them. I touch. When we were using the iPod, no. I mean, like, what you could have? Was it like a few hundred songs on there? It wasn't trying very hard, but you could clip it on your shirt and you could go running with it. I guess was the whole vibe. Yeah, it's an easy way to lose it, is to put stuff on it. I eat funny? I haven't eaten yet. If you are 12, I should probably not show you vaping. Oh, thank you. You meant to say you are funny. I appreciate you. You know what's great is I will at some point I'll speak about something very seriously, and I won't realize it'll sound hilarious. The confused look on my face is going to be great. I'm trying. I mean, he said he was 12 yesterday. I think it's a he. It didn't say. So I am trying to be a responsible adult. I still feel like a teenager, so it's hard to, like, you know, do it by instinct. It's crazy. It's like you're always excited to grow up, and then you're like, does it feel different? It doesn't feel any different. So I'd like to make this my job. This is the content creating side is definitely. I'm definitely doing it as if it's a job, and I would like to get paid for it at some point. So, you know, subscribers are the goal, and the watch hours. Yeah, no, I had a feeling it wouldn't. That's kind of like one of those universal things now, isn't it? Just, you know, more like the mum. Yeah. Yeah, it always tripped me out because, you know, like, nans have that nan vibe, and I always wondered, like, you know, at what point does someone start feeling like a like a nan or a grandpa, you know. I don't think it's going to happen at all. Like you get hit teenager, and then you just feel like you're a teenager for the rest of your life. Pertum, this isn't my job, but I'd like it to be. I've sold a few pieces, and I've been working at my skills as far as the items that I've been making for 3 years. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm making pieces. I'm willing to take custom orders, things of that nature, of things that I know that I can do. So like bottle openers at the moment, hooks. I'm gonna do some mounted hooks, so like a bar of hooks. I'm trying to think up things that people want. Oh, I've also been making wands, magic wands. This is one of my favorites. While I come over here and read comments. Yes, no. So no one pays me to do what I'm doing right now yet. But when YouTube kicks off, if I can hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, or you know, the impossible, 10 million in 90 days, 10 million views in 90 days, then you know this will get me money. If I upload every day and I hit the same target I did last month, which was like 90,000 views, in theory I should get paid about $250, and that would pay for all the gas that I've used the last 8 months. So. You remember from yesterday, don't you? I have not taken the tips off of these. I'm still wondering if I just put an age limit on them and I'd be like, you know, over 18s kind of thing, shove a cork on it, or I was told hot glue would work great. This one's not clean on the top. I straightened it out in the forge a little bit, and it's still blackened, but I don't know, it's kind of a vibe. It's got a little bit of rainbow here, if you can see that. So that's the temper colors, but it's mild steel, so I don't know how efficient or effective it would be. No one gave me a steel check. It's okay. I think for the most part, I just need to straighten her out. Oh, I've got to grab this more responsibly. There we go. I mean, it looks terrible at the moment with all the scale built up on it, but for the most part, it looks like the body where the face is going to go has barely any scale on it, which is great. It's great for me. Excuse me? I think my forge just tried to cut out on me. Temper color, yeah. I think that's like oxides, right? So every different color of them is like a different kind of strength layer. I still don't fully understand it. I tried to do that whole process with the chisel that I made. I'll bring it back to the camera. This chisel. But heating up the back end, the colors just never bled forward. So no matter how much of this I put in, the colors would bleed forward a little bit right up to here, and then they would never move any further. After 20-30 minutes, I was just sick of it, so I just grabbed it with the tongs. I went in and out, in and out, in and out, until like I saw the colors start to come up, and then it went way past it to grey, pretty sure. Yeah. Which means I overshot the ideal color, which I think was a straw color. Pertum, you say knife? I haven't forged. The laws here are quite questionable. I'm glad I realized just now what's in front of me. The laws here are quite questionable, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do knives yet. I think I'm allowed to do kitchen knives, but I definitely will do soon. Most people are doing it with torches and water handy. Yeah, and yeah, the law's kind of important because we're so strict here. The last thing I need is a $20,000 fine or jail time when I have 7-year-old, 1-year-old, and a wife. You know, I'm not working at the moment, but I am a necessity in the house because without me, we don't have anyone to look after the kids. And I don't like the idea of some random person being the person that my kids spend most of their time with. So it's important that I follow the law and all the rules, even if they're stupid. So right now I'm just tapping the scale off. It's so thick. The piece is cold enough at the moment that I don't seem to be scarring it up at all. I thought that there was like no scale on there, but I was wrong. I Did a Thing is great. I would love to do a video with that fella. Oh my gosh. At this point, I don't think he'd need me for anything though. I got to develop some skill he doesn't have, so I can bring some value to his videos, and then maybe we can get something going. That would be legendary. And almost every time I Did a Thing did something, I was doing something similar at the same time. Oh yeah. Yeah, Cody's Lab, and before he passed away, the King of Random, Grant Thompson. He was setting off, I think it was fireworks in the middle of the street, or it was something he made himself. And the cops came up to him, and he just said to him, "It's okay, I'm a YouTuber. This is what I'm doing." And they're like, "It's not okay." Yeah, he was so cool. I couldn't believe how he went as well. I like to imagine that he just got sick of everything and he's like, you know what, I have enough money that I can just go missing and vanish, and that his kids all know about it, and his family all like know about it, and they can find him fine, but we don't know where he's at. I don't know. He wasn't a dramatic person, so he wouldn't have much reason to, but that was a hard one. That death hit me hard. I never would have picked him for an adrenaline junkie either. Yeah. But he must have liked that kind of thing. Alright, it's almost clean enough to be happy with it. And every time I turn it over, there's more scale that I'm not looking at. Well, like Grant Thompson, I think he was the opposite of that. He was like welcoming death at that point. When you're an adrenaline junkie, like if you're going and doing stuff like that, like base jumping or jumping out of a plane to parachute down. To some degree, you're okay with it, That's the vibe I get anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. All I know is that when I was offered to jump out of a plane, I said no because it felt like they were trying to kill me. Yeah, Nate from the internet. That name rings a bell, and I cannot put a face to the name at the moment. But I will have to have a look after. Woo! That flew. Any damage? So I'm gonna let this cool down. This is a chimney at the back, and if I just place it here, the heat's still rising up. It's not gonna get perfectly cool. In that spot, it'll stay warm, but it'll cool down much more than it is right now. Did the stream hiccup? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it created a little localized EMP. It literally just flipped out of my hands and hit the floor. Yes, that's actually why I picked them back up. But we're keeping on it pretty well. I mean, it's just warm. Keeping those tongs controlled and cool. What? Huh? Our 5G is hiccuping. That sucks. That happened yesterday. So on yesterday's live stream, we must have had a mini blackout, like a little brownout, and brownout. It changed our internet, so the 5G dropped out, and it was just the 2.4, 2.5, whatever it is, and it lowered the quality of the stream quite a bit, sadly, and it caused a hiccup. But can everyone still hear me? See me? Feel me? That is actually a great opening to a disaster movie. I love that. You have permission to use, parts of the VOD for a home movie if you'd like. Just tell me what you need me to do, and I'll I'll act it out. There's a feature on here where you can collab, and it's like a split screen. So we could always collab. Be on the same live, same time. I think it'd be awesome. So nothing's in there right now, but the forge is on. And while that cools down, things are going to get a little bit boring unless I pop something in there. So, got some stock. Maybe I'll try making a leaf. I've failed at that every single time I've tried. Because every time I work that stem, it ends up cracking. Well, a crack that's a violent crack that makes it ping away. But that is, I think it's 12 mil by 12 mil square stock. Right now for me, it is 4:27 p.m. on Sunday. And I can always wake up a great deal earlier to make that happen as well. Because I drank last night and my wife is home to look after the kids for me. When I wake up, I slept in until like lunch. Yeah, yeah. But ideally, I wanted to wake up a lot earlier because there are a lot of people like based in America, and some in Canada that I'm friends with. I'd love to have them on the will at least appear in the comments. But yeah, I have to wake up earlier, get these going a lot earlier. The more I can push my channel worldwide, get subs in other places, I feel like that's bound to push my shorts and my videos harder as well. So I've been struggling to get the reach outside of Australia. After about 45 hours, 48 hours, sorry, the other parts of the world start to pick it up. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, what time is it for you at the moment? If you don't mind me asking. That looks kind of pretty, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm cutting a gem. I should be able to just see it over here now. 2200 plus minus 2 hours. That's fair. Oh, that means. Okay. Oh, and you're in Saturday at the moment, aren't you? How are you gauging? How am I gauging? Honestly, because I'm holding it and I'm beating towards myself, I'm just trying to hit somewhere in the middle of hard and soft. It's okay to take a few more heats and take more gentle hits just to make sure you're getting what you need. So then by the end of it, I could see that I wanted a straight line. It was kind of lopsided. So I hit that side of the chamfer and I brought it down. Yeah. Yeah, so it's late Arvo on Saturday. That's about right. My dad lives in Florida, so roughly used to the time difference in the general area, but that continent is pretty big, and there's a lot of different time zones over there, isn't there? I think I tilted you down a little too far. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, very often when I call my dad, he's asleep, and he must feel bad. I want to talk, I want to chat, but I always have a bad habit of calling at the wrong time. Yeah, a big part about like how I'm figuring I should hit is how hard I should hit is what I can understand that I can hold. If I'm not careful, I don't want to beat this back into my hand and start sliding my way up towards the hot spot, because that's a bad time. I've thinned out this material to possibly make some jewelry out of at some point. I see Anvil Anna making some beautiful pieces, and I don't really want to rip off her pieces. I want to make it my own a little bit. I haven't looked at her shop. I've just seen the shorts that she's made, so I'm trying not to cheat. Yeah, I've got a cousin in Hawaii and his wife, ex-wife now, but I still chat to him once in a while. That time difference does trip me out a little bit, because the vast difference between Florida and Hawaii and Australia is quite big. Yeah, you know, he sent me that song, and then I actually listened to it. As an adult, I cried. I could not believe I'd sung that song as a kid. I never listened to the words. Oh, that sucked. Yeah. Beautiful song. But my response to my dad was, "Fuck you! That made me cry." My horn is deafening me. I want to make a really, like, kind of sharp point. I don't want it to be too tapered. I want it to look more like a diamond than anything else. Yeah, honestly, there's a few songs like that now, where I listened to them as a kid, I sing along, and now I'm like, knowing to listen to the lyrics, knowing that I can listen to the lyrics and understand it, sucks. It has ruined so many songs for me. It's like a 1,000 Miles, I think it was called, or there's a lot of songs from the early 2000s, late 90s, mid 90s that I just can't listen to anymore because of it. I'm an emotional man. It's not good. Stoicism seems like a good, you know, ideology or personality to have. But in practice, how the hell does that work? What do you mean you've tried to lean into it? Or who's tried to lean into it, I should say. The stoicism or the emotions? I'm noticing I'm hitting on an angle, which is not great. You're saying a lot of words I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm 29 and I finished school. Oh yeah, I get you. Or at least I like that saying. I mean, stoicism doesn't mean getting rid of your emotions. It just kind of means not acting on them as much, right? So like you can recognize that you have emotions and you kind of just get on with it because you have to, which I guess maybe is the point of the quote, because you know it's not a big deal. You can just get another one. So whatever the solution is, don't complain about it. Just get it done. Okay. I need to get into reading philosophy more because that's beautiful. It honestly is. That's true. That's true. And I mean, I I have ADHD. I'm unmedicated. I was diagnosed with it as a kid, and I don't have good control over my emotions. But it is a dream to be able to like to get full control. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Tell me what you have. Ideally, the good kind of life-altering. Not the bad kind. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I feel so guilty after I have a bit of a freaking meltdown, man. Like, it can be over the stupidest little thing, and then I'll realize afterwards, I'm like, that's why I used to punch walls. Rationality from AI to zombies. Okay. Where is it available normally? Like, is it an Audible kind of deal or Amazon Kindle? Not that I have a Kindle, but I can make it work. Replacing guilt on Only a little bit cult recruiting, not a lot. So this is what I've got. I've got a point. I have a pointy. Okay. So now I suppose the idea is then to make a shoulder a little bit further down, where I'm going to start turning that end into the stem. That is getting worrying. This is a new bottle of gas. Surely it's on low. Oh, that's why. It's on very low. Doesn't really need to be up high. No worries. I'll see you shortly. So Forge is making a high-pitched whining now. The smaller bottles of gas, I can show you not what I'm using at the moment, but that big bottle over to the side is the one that it's just gone empty. It's the one that I ran out with. So I've got this little thing. Looks like I could pick it up. And the pressure is really good at the start, but it very quickly tapers off. And what have we got? Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. Land Before Time. The little T-Rex. That's exactly how half of his fingers are articulated. You can't hear the whine? Okay, cool. At least it doesn't translate through the camera. That's something. I can put up with it if it doesn't. Yeah, so it's twofold with the small bottles. I'm pretty sure they're, you know, because it's less volume as well, it will start to ice up, which will stop it from giving me as much force, essentially. But it's a lot smaller. So the other one lasted for like 6 months without really having a decline in its performance. Oh, you can hear it. Damn. Give me 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. No, it looks like it's here to stay. That seems to be a byproduct of using the smaller bottle. Okay, cool. Yeah. If I do end up taking anything from the VOD, I could always just add music. Yeah. Alright. We've got our pointy nice and shiny. Well, brightly glowing. I'm going to start on the shoulder. Do my best to line that up to get the exact same spot. Yeah, like I mentioned, I have pretty much failed on this project every single time I've attempted it. So what better time than when I'm on camera to attempt it again, right? Well, at least that shoulder looks pretty even. Yeah, we've got it right there, leading over here. It's in a bit of an angle, that second one, but my fingers are getting a little bit spicy. My bandage is going to come off from yesterday's burn. I can feel it already. That is true. That is true. Failing on camera is definitely a decent way to do it, if it's grandiose enough. If I can make it, like, you know, eject somewhere, that'd be great. Like, just... and I'll cut. Have to recreate it. Just yeet a piece of metal. On that. So I actually used this piece of steel, if you're talking about the lines in the square stock, I had cold chiseled a whole heap of that, not knowing quite what I was going to do. I was practicing my aim, and because it's cold chiseled, it's so small and shallow, it shouldn't hurt the piece by the time it's finished.
I'm not sure if you'll be able to make it out, but I'll point it out when it's cooler. My brush is in the water. Go! Oh, I might ruin that shoulder. Come on. I want that whole thing to move down. It's pretty much non-existent on the other sides. I'll figure it out. That's fair. A big part of what I've done over the last 3 years, sorry about the birds, a big part of what I've been doing over the last 3 years is trial and error, which is mostly failure. Yeah. So to finish this this piece as well. Wait, what? This one keeps doing non-verbal gestures that you can't see. I feel that. You know, if we do end up collaborating and doing the split screen thing, I'll actually be able to see it. It'll be fun. I have no idea if there's a subscriber count limit or like any of the other things. It looks like it's just a perfectly accessible feature. Like you can see it on the, or I can see it on my end on the side of the screen. That's awesome. So I'm going to be a bit more careful now because it's getting really thin, and if I stuff up, now is when it becomes very noticeable. I'm just gonna pop it back in. Last time I got a little bit thinner than this. I think I'm pretty much on target with making a leaf. Like I think that's what they do. You know? But the last time I got to this step, I made that tail too thin and just went pling, flew away. And if there's anyone else new in the stream, don't forget to subscribe and like and chip up in the comments. Don't be afraid to speak. I am flicking my wrist. A part of moving into the final work, I tend to more gently swing the hammer but use my wrist, which is not helping me. It's not doing anything better by swinging it gently, but it is kind of, yeah, part of me being more accurate. I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to be like the pros. I'll give it a test on this next heat, actually. I think I'm just afraid, for the most part. I also think I might have to put a piece of wood under me so I'm a bit higher up, because I don't think my anvil is quite at the right height anymore. It drops. It's supposed to, yeah. It's not great. The good thing about it being made of wood like this, though, is I can flip it over. I can take the angle grinder to the bottom of it and take it down about half an inch, a quarter of an inch, and it should be there because the hammer is supposed to be flush. We got an angle up here. either that or I'm getting shorter. It's very close. It's very close to perfect. Sadly. Right. Let's give it a go. I think towards the end I ended up flexing my wrist a little bit again, but yeah, I guess that, I think you asked me yesterday what the tap would be for, and I guess if you're keeping your wrist from flexing, maybe the tap actually helps you bring your arm up without flexing your wrist. So it's making a little bit more sense to me now. Got me wet brush, fell on the quench. I know that's a bad idea, but it's wet enough. It's wet enough that I want to try it. Oh, that's nice. It started to dry up on the inside between the bristles. I'm also not ballsy enough to continue. Yeah, I forgot about the brush in the water. My bad. And eventually, I'm planning on getting my my forge buddy Jake a channel up and running so that we can both. Ideally, eventually, we'll have a forge in two places, and we'll be two branches of the same coin. And either we can, because he kind of has hobbies that are adjacent to blacksmithing that I can't do, that he can do really well. I mean, he made a whole torso of chainmail, all by hand. He made the links himself. Do I have a Discord? I don't think so, not yet. I do. I'm gonna have to put one together. I feel like that's gonna be essential for this. I've got a personal one. It's got my Call of Duty name on it right now, but I'm gonna have to adapt that to the channel and pop it in the comments. So when this live goes down and it becomes a VOD, if you're still around, if you're still awake, chuck a comment in there so I can link you to it. Oh, you're a mod on Discord? I have no idea what moderating on Discord entails. I made my wife the moderator for the stream, so I don't think Kurtip is sorry, I forget his name now. Kurtum? I don't think he's here anymore, so I'm gonna let myself go. Kurtum. I am definitely gonna have to get a Discord going. You know, I'm not usually a part of the Discord space, but I have been more recently because a lot of my Call of Duty friends are utilizing it. With Black Ops 7 going in, chat banning everyone real quickly. Yeah. Gentle pruning. Yeah, that's the idea. That makes sense. Because I guess if you go too hard, you destroy your audience for little to no reason. I'm going to use my peen to help get this area down to the same kind of thickness all the way down, and then use the flat side of the hammer to beat as accurately as I can those marks down. And as we go, it's starting to look more like the stem. Yeah, no, see, like, I identified as a pacifist for a very long time, but, like, that only goes so far. You know, there has to be good reason for me to get to the point where I'm not willing to reciprocate. I mean, one of the only fights I've ever been in, I let the guy hit me like 50 times because he was like this tall, and he was skinny as hell. Pretty sure he was on a lot of different drugs at the time, and he just kept on hitting me. And I'm thinking, if I'm not moving, wouldn't you think I'm basically punching a brick wall at this point? And after that not working, I pushed him away. He came back, and I just went poof once. That was it. I still qualify myself for the most part as a pacifist, but you know, I'll give you plenty of reason to stop. You know, I'll make it. You'll see you're doing practically nothing, and ideally, you'll just stop on your own without me having to throw a punch. But if that doesn't work, yeah, I'll only let myself get so bruised. Pacifism is difficult. I'm not a monk. And I'm not religious, but turn the other cheek comes to mind, you know what I mean? Apparently that means to, like, you know, if they slap you on one side of your face, you know, offer up the other side. I don't understand why. Maybe it'll make them stop. Hit me again. Hit me again. You stop making it fun. Stop telling me to hit you. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. I forgot I had my email on there. That's great. All right. I think now is when I start turning it into a leaf. Let me quench the handle. Quenchy quench. Oh, dang. My mosquito coil fell down. Have to locate my lighter. Oh, is it? Is it a passive aggressive? I mean, in practice, like, it does seem passive aggressive. But is it meant to be? It's like, is it meant to be passive aggressive? Like, I assume it's in the Bible. I could be wrong. Those mosquitoes are getting me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, Farmers Union. If you can import it, It's always worth trying once. And believe it or not, I'm still not being paid. Oh. But if you do actually want to help the channel on a real note, I actually don't know if I'm allowed to advertise it on this because I didn't hit the button that said paid promotion sponsorship. But on the VOD for yesterday's stream, there's a link. I believe there should also be in the description of the channel to a gaming app. I don't know if it'll be available in your region. But if it is, and you join it and you find a game you'll want and you download it, it'll throw us a little bit of money. And there's no hidden fees. Oh! Oh, like back in the day when they'd like pull off their glove and... I'll get you. I challenge you to a duel. Yeah. I believe we want this. In which way do I go? I believe it'll be this way. I could be wrong. No, this looks right. I probably need it to be flatter first. Alright. Now we've got a nice teardrop shape, I guess, but like... Oh, does it want to focus? Is that clear? Okay. Looks like a mini spear. So the other cheek swinging with the same hand. You backhand the person. Yeah. That is a gesture of humiliation, a dominance assertion. Thank you. No, that is crazy. Something I didn't expect was to learn on the streams, and I'm actually enjoying it. You should be a teacher. Not even a joke. I would love to teach at least what I do know. By action that you won't accept their challenge and their humiliation leaves you unmoved, you devalue their status. That's pretty cool. So the response is just as important as the action. But for the most part, it's irrelevant. People just move on so much faster now. Absolutely. Spiritual advisor. Yeah. I get you. I get you. Okay, so now I'm doing half hammer blows, which I should do on the edge of the anvil. And best I can, so that I can create the shape that I want the leaf to show. I am going to flick my wrist a little bit because I need to be really accurate. Okay, so now what it's looking like is more leaf-like. It's very thick though still, so I hope that's not something that I've done wrong. With the expertise. Can I ask? I don't think I've asked the entire time. Are you a lady or a gentleman? I guess is a good way to put it. I'm getting the vibe that priestess, you're a lady. Well, I don't want to assume because if you're a man, then that's offensive. Hey, Pertum's back. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for the reactions. Well, you also don't have to tell me if you'd rather stay anonymous. I am curious, just so I can address you correctly. He's hot. Oh, that's going to be difficult, isn't it? Getting the right marks in. Okay. Well, thank you for introducing yourself. So girl pronouns are always correct. Gotcha. Thank you. That is a good point. My rear magnet, this one here, that's a good point. Yeah, okay. Sound dulling. Yeah. The amount of metal splinters I'm gonna have in my fingers from that is crazy. So on the Facebook blacksmithing groups, there's someone who teaches in, I want to say Canada, and she's a trans individual as well, and she taught me a lot about how to identify the temperature of the color of the steel as you're like visually looking at it. But she actually teaches it like in a class. I'm like, why is that not here? Yeah, I do want to be able to hear in 10 years. That would be ideal. The blacksmithing community is just so wholesome. I have loved every single interaction I've had in the space. It's not like going through the other groups and seeing so much like vitriol for each other. It's unity almost completely. It's awesome. Considering I'm a part of a lot of groups, I don't moderate any of them, but I'm a part of a lot of groups, and like all of them will devolve into arguments most of the time. It's crazy. But that's, I think, why I stuck to the blacksmithing so much. Because the community is just so wholesome. I feel like it's coming to shape so much. It's great. Look at that. My first leaf that hasn't shattered and flown away. Though it's still connected to the stock, so it could happen at any time. want to really gently get in there close where it's still hot, just to try and shape up a little bit where it looks like I might have deformed a little bit. The scale will add indentations where I don't want them, so that's always something to remember. What's up, Pertum? Good hard on. So what do you mean when you say engagement was a miserable metric to good hard on? Pritam. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can pronounce it correctly now. Pritam. Legend. It is actually quite nice being out here in the afternoons. I mean, the sun sets behind a whole heap of clouds, but it's there. If the mosquitoes weren't here, it'd be perfect. I wonder what that little symbol is before some of the comments. Good harding is when you take some metric, like shoes made, and make increasing that a target. Okay. So like basically making wholesome the target, like kindness. From Soviet Russia, where they made tiny shoes to make. Really? Well, like out of offcuts and stuff. Yeah, okay. I get the I can understand how they inflated the numbers. I'm now curious. Facebook made engagement. Oh, now I get you. You were getting to it. My bad. Facebook made engagement the metric to raise. Yeah, which means that the triggering content is going to be the most engaging. And it often is. I mean, if you look at all the Facebook groups now, I mean, it's all troll posts. That's bad. That was noisy. Woo! I hit myself with some scale again. Pretty happy with that leaf as it is right now. So I'm just working on the stem a little bit, getting that to an equal size so that I can turn it into a keychain. I'm proud enough with it that I'll put it on something to advertise that I did it, you know what I mean? And maybe, just maybe, I'll get good enough to sell them. I won't do that. That's a bad idea. You get the most engagement out of humans by making them yell at that idiot who is obviously wrong and needs to be corrected. Yeah, I did hear that ring. It hurt my head. And you're totally right. There's a fella on the stream, like on live. I think he was on live when I went live. And I figure he's in America because, well, one, the accent, but also it was starting to go dark, right, as it hit lunch here, about 1 o'clock. But he seems so nice, but he's playing like an emo character. He's got a black wig on. He's a dark-skinned fella, and he's just rage baiting people. But you know, if you catch him at the right time, he will say, you know, he'll kind of break character a little bit, and he'll be nice to you. It's so cool. Like, I mean, I don't get out much, so interacting with people is a lot for me. Interacting with people, you know, not going crazy is the plan, because I'm going stir crazy. I just don't like it outside enough. I like it at the forge. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of what I do too. I mean, I'm on Call of Duty. My name is Critical Ginger, even though I'm not as ginger as I used to be. And it's because I'm critical online usually. I'm truthful as far as I know. Like as far as knowledge and something that I can Google and I can give you the link for. I'm gonna give you the truth. And that makes me look a bit like an asshole sometimes. So, you know, that's how I am on Facebook, but on YouTube it tends to be such a different setting, and I am more encouraged internally and it seems externally to, you know, be nice and, like, you know, you be nice to people that be nice back to you. On Facebook you could be the kindest mofo on the whole platform and you're still going to get yelled at. It just depends on what you're saying. And that's true. At least I have a few people now to rant at. And hopefully, you know, people will find the live stream and we'll get to the point where we can monetize and this can become more of a norm. I mean, I would love to live stream more often, and then the videos will actually, you know, make something back. I'll be able to get some stock. I'll be able to get better stock, like high carbon steel that I'm not taking out of springs. How to be less wrong. Yeah, actually, that's the whole thing. So the Druze that I'm biologically related to through history, Druze, apparently they're mainly truth seekers. And that's, I don't study the religion, but you can hear that's awesome. Yeah, he's cracking up at something. They're said to be truth seekers, so, like, you know, that seems to be what I identify with. I do not like lying to myself, and I did for a long time. Like with the government, you know, I was part of the whole crowd where I'm like, I want everything that's essential to life, I need to be free. But then I realized when I got a job, I'm like, what's this? You took 45% of my money. And then they're like, oh, that's taxes. That's how we give you the free stuff. I'm like, oh, shit. Maybe free shit isn't so good. I still like free stuff. Every so often you do encounter free stuff, but not as often from the government as you'd imagine. It just changed my whole perception. I just saw my wrist moving. I'm like, I stopped moving the wrist. Now, I wonder how long I have to make this stem to turn it into a good keychain that's not too bulky or too thick. Meh. That's okay. Economics is difficult. Everything is nuanced. And I understand very little, to be totally honest. I just do my best to keep myself out of blissful ignorance. And thank you for coming back. Manova's back. What the oh yeah, because you haven't seen it yet. Ah, it's hot. It's very hot. come on. We got some stubborn scale on, but this is what we're looking right now. So I got some marks in there to identify the structure of the leaf. I've got the tail, and I'm gonna curl that up at some point. I'm gonna have to cut it off either with my hardy or with a chisel. Even out the thickness so that it's not too big for anyone's keychain, and then complete it. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know if you like watching others' live streams, but Dr. Blitz is really cool. He does a lot of the prove God is real streams and stuff like that. But he also does ask a physicist streams because he's a physicist. And they're really cool for basically that as well. He goes very deep into nuanced situations, and part of the fun is people who are argumentative. They want to call in and argue the points, usually with the religious streams, but it's very often like he's just demolishing them the entire time, and it's entertaining to see. And sometimes minds can be changed. I love to see minds get changed. Especially when it's with something common sense, like is the world round or is the world flat? Like, okay, we could definitely go check that out. I want to go Mount Everest, you know? Oh, thank you. I don't want to get too like into like hot topics like that, but those are my favorite streams where he's like arguing for the world being round and showing the curve. And there are so many scientific experiments I've never heard of or don't even have a basic understanding of how they function, and he goes right into them. Poking at religious engineering, I am too, and that's actually why I watch those streams, because the best way to prove yourself right is to try and prove yourself wrong. And like, if you can't prove yourself wrong, then you might be right. Yeah, so that's actually another thing. A lot of the people that argue with Blitz, most people are not very educated. They're on basic things, let alone the things that they're trying to argue for. Like, they'll go into science, physics, and they don't understand basic physics. I don't either, so I'm not really saying I'm just saying, like, if I was to argue with them, I'd have a basic understanding. Yeah, the quality goes right down, and especially when they're not making sense. But then you'll say you disagree with something, and then they'll be like, exactly. It's like, no, don't say exactly when I disagree with you. It's not how this works. Neighbors are gonna hate me. I'm gonna have to add another magnet. Let's test it. That's a bit better, but that last one shocked me brain. Oh, what did I miss? Yeah. Is that from something? I have a vague memory of that coming from a skit or a show. And because it's getting close to 6 o'clock, which is dinner time, I'll have to think about ending the stream soon, sadly. Wild Wild? Jim Carrey? Yes, yes. Okay, I've seen everything Jim Carrey has done, include what was it, Twin Mountains, even his early stuff. I cannot remember names of movies very well, but content is all there. It's all there deep in the back of my mind. But when I needed to learn history or math, straight out the window. Nothing sticks. Unless I'm working with my hands. Can you believe what's happening with Jim Carrey at the moment as well? I'm wondering what's happening, because obviously that was him at the award ceremony, right? Where he was looking all different. But I'm curious what's going on in his head at the moment. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that man's brain. It's kind of the guy I never expected to do any kind of visual like surgery. And if it's not surgery, then what made him balloon up in the face? Why am I smelling burning? Am I burning? I hope I'm not burning. Is it my butt? I think that's nearly done, honestly. No, that's good. If you don't see me on fire, that is ideal. Although if I go like this and I fart, we might be in trouble. But we're safe for now. I promise. I can just smell something burning and it's not one of the normal smells I smell around the fire. Might be. It could be. They're out for the gingers again, even if I have gone undercover. If I didn't have this canopy over me during the day, I would be a tomato by the end of the night. Even though I do look a little bit red, that's just the sunset. Which is now starting to look a little bit pretty. I can see some blue sky in the distance. Who firefighted? I love that. Alright, this is now at a stage where I'm afraid to do anything with it. Ooh, see, I nearly just took that out of my hand. Woohoo! It's very cool. This is what we've got. It's looking pretty even down the stem now, even though what you're seeing is basically a yellow blob that is slightly leaf-shaped. I've lost most of that heat, but I'm just going to do some light tippity taps. Just some gentle, light. That is bad. Where did the magnet go? I think what this tells me is I need a chain upgrade. I'm going to need to go buy some chains. strap her down. Yeah. Might need to take the shelf off that I put on for my my tongs. They sit in these holes. Just so I can strap it down to the base properly. Otherwise, I guess I take the other sides off where I slide my tongs, but they've worked really well as tables, like little mini tables. How do I have it seated? At the moment, I'm using some angle iron, just some corner steel, basically, with holes already in it. I bought these ages ago to make a mining farm out of GPUs, but either I take this side off, there's nothing on the other side, so I can strap it straight down, or I take these two sides off and keep this one on. But either way, it's not too bad. I just used some flat bar here, and I curved them like a bit of an S and screwed them in. I nearly took my finger off making those though. Ooh, sorry. There we go. Magnet. Believe it or not, I have 3 magnets under here. And it still sounds like that. That's why I reckon the chain is going to be way better. And my forge buddy Jake, he actually forged. Oh, he made some chain. It was unwelded, but he made it out of the same way he made chainmail. Yeah. Probably one of the things would be the horn, right? The broken off tip of the horn. You still here, Pritam? Trace the shape of the foot of the anvil. Chisel out enough wood. Drop the anvil down. Actually, I might be able to, because it's too high right now. So if I chisel down the edges and outline it, I could probably just come in with a flapper disc with the angle grinder and bring it all down to the same size, and then use cork or silicone to stick it down. Yeah, silicone or cork. Yeah. Ooh. So another quick thing that I put together, I had a weightlifting bar that the center was hollow, so I quickly put these together. I cut most of the way through and then all the way through to make 2 of these, which will help me round most things. It was for S-hooks. It doesn't quite work perfectly for S-hooks. Works well enough to make it faster though. So what my thought is with those I should be able to flap disc, not so good at corners. That is correct. I do have a Dremel. My Dremel could probably finish it off in the fine areas, but it'll get most of it. Yeah. Absolutely. I reckon one of these weekends I could probably make a video out of it too. I mean, framing is difficult. Like, in the shorts feed, the attention span for most people is so short that I have to, every 4 seconds, I have to have a new scene. That way, I have a chance of getting up to like 20,000 views. But if I don't do that, I don't get seen, I don't get pushed. So, figuring out good angles and not bad angles, because if I'm jumping around to a whole heap of angles and half of them are bad, it's not ideal. But, you know, I'm learning. And it's getting really dark, so let me know if you can't see anything anymore. Because I know some people said last time, once it started to get dark, they couldn't see anymore. Because this is almost completely finished as well. I think, I mean, technically completely finished would be sealed as well, but at very least I can get it into the shape that it needs to be in forever, and then I will pop it in some vinegar, and then deactivate the vinegar after it's been in there for about maybe a few hours to a day. And then I'll take it over to the wire wheel, give it a good clean, and then chuck it in the oven with some boiled linseed oil, boiled linseed oil on it, and it'll be finished. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago I figured that it was going to go quickly once I saw the sun start to set. So I reckon we got 10 more minutes in us, and then the stream will probably be over. What are we at now? Yeah, I think last time that's about what we did too. Alrighty then. Come on, scale. I'm just never going to be happy with it, I don't think. I'm just going to have to find a point where I'm like, yeah, it's good enough. Because right now, I mean, as I took it out of the heat, I thought, pretty much done, you know? But now every time I look at it, I think again, maybe a little more. A touch more there, a touch more here. Hello, my love. My wonderful wife, Jem, is bringing me out of light. I haven't done it in the oven yet, but it doesn't smell too bad when you're applying it to the hot metal usually. Well, I mean, it doesn't smell great, but it doesn't smell too bad. Now, I am really worried about doing it in the oven. My thought process was to put it in the oven, heat it up to the right temperature, bring it out, hopefully on a piece of wire, and then apply it, because then it'll all go out the exhaust fan. But boiled linseed oil isn't really okay to ingest, so maybe lining the oven with it isn't the best idea. Yeah, it's my undoing most of the time. It's probably how I snapped my last one. And I mean, as it is with as far as I've gone, I looked at the light, now I've got a black spot or a white spot in the middle of my eyes. It'll be black soon. I could still go around it with a chisel, and even if it's cold, and line everything out a little bit more. I could go in with the Dremel and make it look a lot prettier. But I think another this'll do is probably the correct path. That's a great idea, actually. We might have one that we don't need to use anymore. That's a great idea. I appreciate that. Yeah, the tempering knives one, that'd probably be a dual purpose. They'd likely be the same oven. Tempering is difficult. Knives in general are difficult. I need to learn more about metallurgy to figure out the crystal grain structure and the names of all the different crystal grain structures. If I spoke to a knife smith with what I know now, I'd probably be laughed at. But making knives is definitely, forging knives is definitely something I've always wanted to do since I was about yay big. So now the stem is actually moving with me when I brush it. So it's probably thin enough that I can, didn't get the camera ready. That can stand there for a second. I'm gonna bring it over to where we have lights. Knife Steel Nerds. No, there's NZ, I think it's NZ Knives is a subscriber, one of my early subscribers when I started uploading last month. But I'll have to have a look at that one, Knife Steel Nerds. Oh, so I'll need to insulate the oven kind of like the forge, like a kiln. I do have a kiln tray. Makes things a little bit easier. I could probably line the inside of it with some Satanite and some of the pieces of kiln tray, depending on the type of oven it is. Man, I have no idea how I'd go about insulating that. But I'll have to have a look at those guys if they know they know their stuff. I mean, I'd love to learn. So, I'm gonna try my best to aim use at the correct spot. Here we are. That makes sense. Yeah, that's the issue with using electric ovens. It's the reason why people usually hate using electric ovens, I guess I should say. Oh gosh, I didn't tighten this hard enough. Come on. That worked terribly. Now I have no idea where to hit. Right, so we do have kind of the right thing going, but it did not do what I expected it to do. So blacksmithing is fun. Alright, let me move you back because that's just not gonna work. Hi everybody. Good to see you again. The intended outcome of what I was trying to do was going to make a ring, but I'm pretty sure I positioned the two spherical like spaces too far apart, and when I started to move them, one of them started to slide out of the vise. So I think when I forged out that material, it just wasn't even enough, and possibly one of them is more rusty than the other. So yeah, it didn't close all the way up. Keychain is the end result that I'm hoping for. It's still kind of thick, the material, but like I said, I'm probably not going to be happy with it by the time I finish it. Like, you know, if I keep on going, I'm just going to go until it breaks, like I did originally. Bring you closer so I can read. But we'll see how it goes. I've got the horn. That's my next go-to now. Where's me hammer? So now I need to offset it a little bit so that it doesn't run into the other stock. And then tippy-tappy. Come on. I think my life would be easier if I hit downwards. At least it's thick enough that I don't have to worry about like welding it or anything like that. I actually think I might not have had enough material, but this is what I'm looking at the moment. I'd like to curl that round a bit more because we're on square stock right now. Cleaning the stock as best I can would do well too. Let me bring it closer for you to see. I think bringing it above would have been a better idea, but what's done is done. Now, let me see what you got. Oh, that's why I didn't get a response straight away. You were nodding. I 100% feel you there. Yeah, so that's depending on what angle I'm hitting, it's swinging around a little bit. It's got about 4 mil of play. Downwards is good. You want to hold it so the part you are hitting is the part that's touching the anvil. Yeah, that's the mistake I was making at the start there. Because I'm just trying to utilize the heat as quick as possible, because I'm going to lose it really quickly, especially since this is a cold piece at the moment, cold horn. But that definitely was what I was calling out. The struggle is real half the time when you're panicking. There's one where the energy goes into and through the piece, and then there's one where you work the pieces not contacting the anvil surface. Yeah, when that's happening, a lot of the time I'm hoping at least the inertia of it will just kind of jolt it in the direction that I'm hoping for it to go. And it's slightly rounded. I mean, it's already hot is what it is right now. If I can... Yeah, there we go. That's the sound we want. If I just do that a little bit more, we should get to a point where the leaf has worked its way all the way around, and that circle gets smaller and smaller. Oopsie. No, that won't work. So I think I'm on the right track. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Oh, you're actually going to struggle to see it a little bit here. There we go. So I'm just going to tighten that circle. So it's right now it's this big. I'm going to probably shrink it down to about yay big, and then that should be plenty of material. If I cut it off here, it might make it easier for me to maneuver a little bit, but the tongs are going to start scarring up the leaf part if I hold it from the leaf. So I'm trying to get as much done while it's attached to the raw material that I'm utilizing as I can, so that I can limit how careful I have to be later. And I'm already pushing into the time where I'm losing so much sunlight. I'm gonna have to hang this light I've got. The sun is completely gone now. How do I look? Yeah. I'm trying my hardest. I'm hoping to get a haircut soon so that I don't accidentally catch my face on fire either. Because it's a fro at the moment. I can hear my 1-year-old crying, I swear. It is more friendly light. This is quite abusive to my eyes. No burning. You know what? I haven't burnt myself today. No scale to the face, no touchy the hot steel. Even this. This is hot, but it's not that hot. No burnies. Now I'm gonna have to go in soon to help my wife with the little one, but it is okay. We're almost there. That's looking way better. Tightening it right up. I know I'm not hitting down again. Trying to get a different angle to see what's happening. That's actually better for the camera too, for the steel. That's getting really close, I think. But I also have a sneaking suspicion that I did not take enough for the stem. So now, either not taking enough for the stem or just simply not thinning it out enough. I feel like it's so close to finished. Like it wants to be done so bad. It's working with me every step of the way. We got 2 people, it looks like. We got 9 likes. That's awesome. And another 3-hour stream. I'm actually... This has made streaming... Oh, it's made blacksmithing a lot easier for me. Not just the reminders for the hot steel, but also the communication. Troubleshooting. Yeah, actually that's a good point. Especially near the stock. I notice that it gets a bit thicker there. I'm excited. Yeah, I've got to make more tongs too. I've got to get better at making tongs. And learning together, absolutely. It's actually main reason I wanted to do the channel, was to, you know, get the attention of other people that want to do the craft or do the craft and learn with me. Because I'm only 3 years in self-teaching myself. That's like being an apprentice for 6 months. Not even 6 months, like 3 months. You get proficient at the little things, but the big things are still really difficult. Like I can't bring myself to bring that blade down to a chamfered edge while forging, because I'm afraid of ruining it. And because I've ruined one before with mild steel. But it was a blacksmith knife, and I should show it on stream sometime. Forging a blacksmithing knife is a unique experience. That actually looks ready to go, pretty much, almost. I need to get that peen. Giggity. And try and gently, without hitting the other side. Oh, I'm failing. Oh, I could probably. Huh. Sorry, I've just had a brain fart moment. Honestly, if I'm able to cut it without going into the other side of the stem, I could stop here. That would be kind of okay. It's still going to be thick, but we're going to lose material when I chuck it in the vinegar, and it's going to eat some of that surface layer. I really want to peen it thinner in that spot though. I just have made it impossible for myself to reach it. I'm gonna have to try and move it out a little bit so that I can get into it. if I'm going to do that. Otherwise, I could always stop right there. Yes, institutional knowledge does take forever. It's... I passed high school. I didn't do it easily. Yeah. My sons are looking at me through the window. My eldest is making a J-hook. He's forging a J-hook with me, and while I am here with him every step of the way, it's really nice watching him learn and be interested in it. But the first piece of scale to hit his hand felt so terrible, but it's a part of the process. We're all gonna learn. Exactly! No, exactly. And do you think that they'll teach us all the rest? I have no idea, except for grinding off the edges. Oh, not all of the edges. I mean, ideally, you probably want to keep some sharp edges on your anvil, but like grinding off and smoothing out one corner at least, so that you can use that to as a makeshift horn, essentially, when you're drawing out material is great, or doing a shoulder. The sharper the angle, the more brittle the piece is likely to be if it's going to be under any strain. So yeah, like this knowledge, I got it from Black Bear Forge, who showed dressing his anvil, and then yeah, like this isn't institutional knowledge. This is each other. This is us helping each other. It's the only way I've been able to get by. If we didn't do that, I'd be screwed. Okay, I moved it out a little bit. And it still hates me. I can just get the mass from the center of the ring. Still looking okay. You can see I opened her up a little bit so that I could get in between. I've had a brain fart. What do you mean that's why plain windows have that shape? Hey Spans, how you doing? You gonna be online tonight? How's everyone doing in the chat? 'Cause even though it's cold out here, I'm quite warm. Yeah, I'm on every night, man. It's what we do. It's how we wind down from the children. Sorry about that. That's actually really fair. I didn't realize that. So they're rounded instead of sharp. Awesome. I'll see you on, man. Oh, that brick is gonna crack just like the last one did. I swear. If you haven't seen it already, we're working on a leaf. And because it's just a glowy piece of metal right now, I'll show you when it cools down a little more if you're still here. So it's a leaf keychain. Now, there we go. Oh, did it? That's awesome. You were talking about that yesterday. So that's a lot of scale on top. When I get that off, you'll see more detail there. It's my first leaf that hasn't shattered as I've been working it. So ideally, I don't have a bending fork, but if I had a bending fork, did I touch the metal? If I had a bending fork, I'd like to bend this out to the side, so I would bend everything off like that, and then I'd cut off of the stock. At the moment, I'm having a good think about it. I think I was supposed to forge a tail, a tapered tail, which means I might need to uncurl it. I think I was too busy chatting. Oh, I got too excited. Far too busy. Yeah. That's how it be. But that's okay. It just means that I'm going to have to pivot how I did do this a little bit. I've got my chisel out, so I can always just chisel off. I could probably get that done in one heat, actually. And then from there, I just use the material that's already there, and we stretch it out. I'll coil that around. Maybe I'll even be able to wrap it around a little bit, which would be cool. The specific cause, bad heat management. I was really bad at my heat management, and some of them melted in the bottom of the forge. Wasn't this one. It was a trash can that I'd purchased. I grabbed a whole heap of fire bricks, just like these. Actually, these are the same fire bricks. I lined the inside of it with that, and then I used oven mortar. Like you can get up to 1600, I think, degrees Celsius before it starts to break down properly. And I just lined the inside of that. Used a thick hollow tube for air with a hairdryer as the air source. So I just made sure to tape down the cooling button to make sure it's cool air pushing through. And then I drilled some holes in that, and then put a beer can. I cut top and bottom off of a beer can, and I would slide that up for how fast or slow I wanted the air to go. But because the tail was so thin, it melted off in the forge as well. So some of them shattered off and flew away, and some of them melted off, and then were unretrievable. They're a lot more creative in their tails. Forge a tail. I thought things grew on mammals. I love that. How you forge a tail. It's basically a tight taper. Really, really skinny, long taper. So instead of like a sharp taper, you want a really thin, long taper. And that way you can curl it like a rat's tail. I don't know if you guys can hear that at the moment. My forge hates me. How am I going to uncurl you? If I could get it done in one heat, that'd be beautiful. You know what would have been a lot simpler? Curling it around that way too. You live and you learn. But like, look how much tail I have there. There's so much, and it looks like so little once you bent it around. going to go over to the horn, open her up a little bit more, and then I can see it duck billing a little bit, so I'm going to pop that back in the forge while I get my tools situated. I'm going to need this one. And then I want a hammer that I can scar up. This hammer is my first rounding hammer. I grinded that kind of roundish. I at least took off the sharp edges. I don't even want to know about the furry. Fairies go multiple different directions, and if you're not careful, it can get crazy quickly. Yeah. What's that? Pie makes fools of all men. Look, I have no idea. I know people that can recite pie. I am not one of them. This hammer very nearly wants to stay up on its own. So, I'm going to lay this flat as best I can. My chisel on the spot. Ideally, it'd be nice to have some steel underneath for my ability to go all the way through. Then it won't damage my anvil, but just for simplicity, I won't go all the way through. If I can help it. And we'll just do the old trick of a little wiggle wiggle. If I can get it far enough, which I did not. So instead we'll do a tap tap. A tapper tapper, tapper tapper, and it flew away. Put it on my hot steel shelf and grab it off the floor. Alright. Now that it's cold, I'll kind of show you. This is our leaf. Oh, Pritam's back. Hey, buddy. You've memorized pie as well. That is crazy. Yeah, so this is the issue I was hoping not to run into. I've made the leaf so thin that actually holding onto it is impossible for most pieces, for most of my tongs. I could adjust my tongs to make it doable, but now, oh, you know what? That might work, maybe. There's a sweet spot right at the back where it wants to pinch on, so I might get by with that. Yeah, that's fair. I guess at some point, you know, is it an infinite number? So like pi, it would just go on forever if you bothered to go any further. But then you can only use so much of it. Even in math, they have that whole recurring symbol. Yeah, infinite non-repeating. That's terrifying. Have you seen or like a Neil deGrasse Tyson talk on different infinities? That was a trip. I went and saw him when he came to my state. The only reason I was disappointed, though, because I was disappointed, was because I binge his content, and I've seen pretty much everything he's spoken about publicly, and he kind of stuck to what he's spoken about publicly. There was no questions to be asked, even though he really liked the crowd. Somewhere the index you'd need to find useful things and buy. Okay. I get you. Oh, that's looking nice. I'm a dragon. Ow. Don't mind me casually putting my hand inside the forge. Oh. Okay, we got it out. I'm going to use this big boy. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, that was... I did a half hammer strike, it looks like, by accident. And it kind of... It dipped all the metal so drastically. I've only seen that kind of thing under a power hammer. Whoop! Yeah, see? With tongs that don't quite do the job. Everything is precarious. What do we say? Yeah, infinities are dope. That's actually why I like Dr. Blitz, because he is someone that will talk about that kind of stuff, and give me information that I didn't know before. That's the most important part. I want to know. I want to know more, which is why I paid to go see Neil deGrasse Tyson, but it was no new information. Even though I did enjoy myself a lot, his gravitas is amazing. Now I wonder. Oh, you know what? Because I made these so that the legs go that way, I should be able to grab it realistically. I'm just not holding it right. Ha! Woo! Hot stuff coming through. A lot of this is very cold, so if I shock the wrong spot, this could still shatter. Britain was timed out for 10 seconds. Ah, okay. Does anyone want to let me know what Britain was doing? Why did he get kicked? What does that mean? It must have been just spam, it looks like. Now I'm not sure. Hey Jem, you want to let me know? Alright, now just evening out the thickness a little bit, I think. Pretty even. Okay, we've got a pretty straightforward tail. Now, that won't work. Of course it won't work. I have to remember to use me noggin. Ah, it's okay. It must not have been important. I think it might have just been spam. It looks like he just said op 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 a whole good times. Yeah, I do apologize if I'm mumbling. Call me out on it. Night of ticking on a high. Oh, Britam saying hi to you as well. I guess he was only timed out for 10 seconds. No, not you. Oh, that's good. Okay, now I have to think, what's the best way for me to color that back over? Probably still going to be the old way that I did it. The good old-fashioned way. Oh no, not you. Oh, they say the word mumble. That's great. That is fantastic. I'd never think of that in my life. I'd have to think of something to mumble. Get that curled all the way around, and then we're gonna woo! If we could grab it right, I could do this so much faster. Alright, I'll start by curling this guy over a bit more. You can see that tip is cold as cold can be right now, so I don't want to work it too much. But then I am also struggling greatly. Okay. We're almost done. Exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I love the US. I love my time in Florida and Washington. Waking up in Washington D.C. to snow for the first time ever as a kid was like, it was a dream come true. Good question. That's because I'm bad at making tongs. Ideally, they would come together in the center. There's originally they did just come to the center, but this is the reason, these tongs are the reason why I don't like to resize the head of my tongs for different stock, because in doing that over and over and over again, it made the rivet a little bit loose, just loose enough to slide right past it. But that's facilitated me being able to hold some thinner pieces of stock if it allows it. It's not ideal most of the time. I do have fire and tools. I'll be back with some other tongs. Okay, I'm back. Whew. These are my other terribly made tongs. And these are what I managed to do with Ken's Custom Irons work, you know? Terrible, terrible, ugly tip. But you know what? It might work for the current project. So if I use these ones to get it out, and then that one to hold it, maybe, just maybe. Yeah, that's way tighter. So this is what we've managed to get so far. It kind of looks nice, but it wouldn't stay on a keychain right now. Whoa. I can taste the end. Yeah, there are a lot of states. I mean, when you have 50 of them, it becomes a mission to see them all. I know some other people I've met that have lived in Australia their whole lives. They go once every couple of years and they travel the whole of Australia. It can be quite nice, but it's faster to travel Australia in a year than it is to travel through America. I am sure. I'm guessing that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Never know these days. It's getting there. It hangs nicely. Can I hold it with anything? There we go. Now, it'd be nice to just wrap that around if I could, as best I can. Tighten it up a bit more first. I can't get that set of tongs through the bricks. And I've dropped it again. Another thing you don't think about is how much your hands cramp up as you're doing this. Well, at least you don't think about it until you're doing it. The smaller it gets, the more finicky it is. Oh, nice. That'd be awesome. So you'd like to drive around America? I mean, across, like, you know, visit all the 50 states? Oh yeah, so these ones actually, they touch at the top. That's what seems to stop them. Otherwise, they would keep on moving way further. And these have a much worse wiggle. Yeah, these ones definitely feel nicer in the hands. But these were my first go, and these were my second go. If I was to do these again, instead of opening, using the small amount of room that was at the end of these pieces of steel, chiseling that open, I would instead turn the wide tips. These were quite wide on the top. These portions, I thinned them out. I should have turned them to the side, both sides, and then indented the shape that I wanted, or used a chisel to start the outline. But I definitely stuffed that up. And this was very early on. This was like one of the first things I got, and I was using the train track. Yeah, that's true. Behind the rivet. Yeah. I didn't really know anything about moving steel very much at that point, so ideally I can kind of see how I would do these better. If I went, the 60 bucks I think it is, I could buy at least a small set of these again, just the blanks, and I could give it a second go. And it wouldn't be bad for, you know, YouTube videos as well. I wouldn't mind. I think I'm just going to continue curling, because with the amount of time I have left, I don't think I have the time to do everything I'd like to do. But that being said, I feel like as it is right now, I can happily call this finished. So we can see that the tail curls all around pretty perfectly there. And it looks like I've done the round on a diamond instead of the square, so it's not flat edges, it's more of a beveled edges almost all the way around. Yes, and I've seen that step that you're talking about as well. There's a stage near the end after the riveting where he puts the bend in them. That, my advice is so well, it's not sturdy, is what I'll say. The wood that it's mounted to is rotting. So I need to do some TLC and some maintenance on my tools. I've got a leg vise I've got to mount, my grandpa gave me. So I'll get to mounting that. And then I'm going to have such an easy time doing so many of the things that I struggle with now. I have to be very careful not to touch that, because I was tempted to just now. Let's go for a dip. Let's go for another dip. And we got it.
Okay. So that's a little keychain. I actually finished a project on a stream. I'm happy. I started and finished. And it's my first. So hopefully when this comes out of the vinegar, I'll put it on the wire wheel first, and then I'll chuck it in the vinegar if the scale stays. Because if I take a flapper disc or a file to this, it's going to ruin the features that I've tried to forge in. It's not too heavy. You wouldn't want to have it on a highly populated keychain, but it's nice. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody for sticking around. This has been a good one. I mean, I've put the skills that I only had in my head to use. I honestly thought that this was going to be a fail. I expected to fail at this point with this little project, so I'm very happy. And don't forget Knight of Ticking Armor. I'd be happy if you'd like to collaborate at some point. I remember you saying yesterday, I think it was, that you have yet to line your forge, but once you do, or if you have anything adjacent, we could do that at the same time. And that's actually right. Yeah, could you? Maybe smaller hands. Yeah, bloody oath. Even if you wanted to use it to scratch them. Yeah, see? This is like my mum's size of her middle finger. So don't catch the Australian police. I gotta hope that the Australian police aren't watching me stream right now. It's not a weapon. It doesn't fit. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'll check my emails as well. I appreciate you. And everybody else who stuck around. If anybody's still here that I can't see on the counter, don't forget to subscribe so you can be here for the next stream or be notified for any other drops. And the forge is lined. Stand is in progress right now. Nice. Sick. Before I do shut down the stream, I'd love to know. So, what kind of stand are you going for your forge? And have you got your anvil already, or are you using a piece of train track like I had? Or if you've got an anvil already? The whole stream just cut out for a second, so I apologize. I wasn't leaving you in the lurch. It's 4x4s. Good job. Good job. I used concrete for my first stand, so don't use concrete. It hurts. Yeah, mine's a cheap Vever one as well. It was 500 Australian, but it's half my weight. It's like 45 kilos. It's good. It's done me very well. I got, I know you've probably seen it throughout the streams, but yeah. The only problem I had with mine is the tip. The tip came chipped off. But it's lasted me really well. The surfaces stay good. It's much better than a piece of train track. So if getting a box of squishy earplugs, I do need to do that. I actually have like Bluetooth earmuffs, but they ran out of battery yesterday while I was streaming, so I took it off and haven't charged them again. But I definitely do need to get those. I've got some somewhere from my first concert that was like a year or two ago. But I'm very keen. I'm excited for you to finish your forge as well, or finish your stand, because once you can get into it, it's just so fun. keen for a dual live stream if we can. And we actually reached 4 hours on the stream today. Gosh. And I don't want to pressure you into it. So if you're not sure, I won't hold it against you. All right, everybody. It does. It feels like 5 minutes ago that it was 3 hours, or it was just touching 3 hours, and suddenly we're an hour ahead, which means I missed dinner. So I'm sorry, Jem, if you're still here. All right. Much love, everybody. Thank you for sticking around for the stream. Hope to see you for the next one.